you'll find beads overlays of fly out over the edge of time. Strike down with the weather and combat in full force. Eternal attack beside attack beside
Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. How you doing? How am I coming in? Let me know how's the mix with my voice and this song. Well, wait. This level right here. Let me know. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Tell me how's the mix. Give me a 1 in the chat. What an interesting Fallen State episode. In and out at the beginning. I got to go back and watch some of that, but that was great. Welcome Albert, Cloud, Francisco, him, TC. How you doing, everybody? What's on the agenda today, Anchor Baby? We got calls, super chats, topics, and a number of things to get into. What can I say? We'll be getting into it here, folks. Welcome to the show. If you got something on your mind, you could call in. That's 844-900-2229. And if you're part of the Discord and you see me in the one at a time voice chat, jump on in, say hello. And come and say hello to the stream. What can I say? It's Friday. We're chilling, taking it easy. So thank you. And let me see. Do I have the links? Hold on, folks. Link is in the description. If you got something on your mind, Discord, a link is in the description. You could be part of the Discord. Leave me a topic in the viewer content section, and we'll get to it on the show. We'll react and discuss it. Other than that, if you're not part of the Discord, you could always call in. You see the number scrolling on the screen. That's 844-900-2229. We're turning on the lines just now.
You are connected as the host.
So, folks, if you want to call in, that's 844-900-2229. Nice to see you all. My Rumble people, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. We're live. We're going. What's up, G Fontes? Slave to him. Dawn for freedom. Tacho. 5x5. Thank you for that. Voice a tad bit high. We maybe want it on the high side. I'll try and calm down here. How you doing? Yes, Gunner. Appreciate it. Welcome. All right. Amazing. That was interesting, no? A little Fallen State action. Nice lady there. Kim Heller. Very well-spoken. Very well-spoken and just so intelligent, right? Cool, calm, cool-headed maybe even. Quipping back with Jesse, getting in there. Right? It's amazing how dark you could be, but be so educated and well-spoken. Some questions she refused to even answer. She wouldn't even give it the time. Why would she give such dumb questions, a couple of questions that she didn't want to answer? Why would she didn't even give him the time of day. She's an intelligent woman, she said. She's not going to simplify herself to satisfy Jesse. How you think you want me to just say a yes or no to this question? What are you, a Christian? She was a good sport, at least. She went to the hot seat. It was a great episode. And she really is well-spoken and enjoyable to listen to. A nice old evil commie. And I say that with no personal attack. I don't know her. I just heard her on the Fallen State. Great episode. But yeah, she was like, never, Jesse. Never. Is America the greatest country on this side of heaven? Never. And she definitely had a thing against those white people. And it had a thing for those Palestinians. Her heart was in pain thinking of those Palestinians over there. You know, Gaza and all that. She was saying something about being involved or affiliated or somehow, or maybe just merely supportive. I got to go back and watch the beginning of that interview. I missed some of that. I usually go back to watch The Fallen State. Getting ready for my stuff here on Friday. What's up, Rex? Welcome. Carlota. Chris Albert. Final Frontier. Kevin Howe. Yeah, I usually go back and watch it. I gathered, though, I heard something about her being supportive, affiliated, or something with that flotilla. You familiar with the flotilla? a flotilla, a fleet of boats. It's like a flotilla, okay? It's what you call multiple boats sometimes. Okay? School of fish, flotilla of boats. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but you get it. Flotilla, the one that Greta's on. Greta Thunberg, Thunberg. Shout out Hake Report. She's on some boat amongst other boats, and they're going to Gaza. And it's a convoy, it's a flotilla, an armada. And so she's going there on humanitarian reasons, bringing aid. But it's like controversial, okay? Because they're at war and they got it blocked up, okay? It's called a Navy blockade. But it gets even weirder because even if they weren't at war, what makes you think you could bring a fleet of boats to a nation's borders? So she's there challenging this blockade for humanitarian reasons. And our Kim Heller, guest on the Fallen State, she was talking about it a bit. Interesting lady. For a number of reasons. And the glaring thing here, white, Jewish. I mean, I believe her when she describes herself as both. I can see people concluding that, right? All sorts of people have like these multi-identities. I'm American Indian. I'm American blah, blah, blah. I'm white Jewish, maybe. But it contains, just some of what she was saying contains some of what I've been hearing about this disagreement between whites and Jews lately. Okay. But she was interesting. The flotilla, starting off with this. I mean, this is just Greta on her way. Greta on her way to Gaza. This is before, because she's already arrived, so to speak. Didn't hit Gaza. They stopped her.
For each step we get closer to Gaza, the more motivation and determination we have to achieve the goal of this mission, to deliver the humanitarian aid, break the illegal and inhumane siege on Gaza, and open up a people's humanitarian corridor. And we are continuously hearing messages from the people of Gaza saying that they are looking forward to welcoming us there. The people of Gaza should have the right to decide what comes in and out of their own territory.
Calm down, chat. What's wrong with you?
Waters.
She's like 12.
Who to welcome. So we are very much...
Wait, was she's not 12? Oh, this little autistic girl's 22? I don't know if she's autistic. Remember when they were saying she's autistic?
hoping that we will be able
How dare you?
to continue our peaceful humanitarian mission.
It's a peaceful humanitarian mission. Listen.
Completely abiding by international
The
law.
claim is completely abiding by international law. She keeps saying that.
We've heard many rumors and threats coming from Israel saying that they're going to stop our humanitarian peaceful mission, which it has to be said very clear, if they would decide to do so, that would be a violation of international humanitarian and maritime law.
So she keeps saying this. It's international humanitarian maritime law. We're totally allowed to do this. Is this common claim?
They are not allowed to prevent humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. And what we are doing is sailing peacefully on international waters, completely abiding by international law. We are not carrying weapons, we are carrying food, medical supplies, baby formula, sanitary products. And we cannot accept Israel saying that they will stop this mission. That would be yet another war crime, adding to the very long list of war crimes they have committed towards people in the Palestinian cause.
Is this Kim Heller's daughter? You know, these claims about international law, we're just bringing food, we should be allowed in. But I just sitting here thinking, like, even in no war, in what world is it there an international law that lets you bring a bunch of boats to sovereign borders? I just thinking out loud here. I don't think that's ever allowed. I was gonna say bra or not, but that's because you guys are in my head talking in the chat. You guys are. I meant whether war or not bra or not. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
saying that they will.
So yeah, she's on this thing, and I just like questioning that whole premise. And so now she's there, and she says she's abducted.
I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law. Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
So, I mean, I'm just like a layman here. I'm watching the news. I'm like, I mean, isn't that a little bit like just... I get that it's a protest, and when you're these protest communists, this is what you do. But for those who are not paying attention, like, you know, the story is, right, she's arriving at sovereign borders. They're at war. They get stopped. They're telling them, don't come. Don't do it. We're going to stop you. That happens. And they're like, oh, I'm abducted. They abducted me. Help me. I've been abducted. I don't support that. Look, is Israel gone too far with Palestine? Maybe. Fine, maybe. I don't know, but I see. I always reserve myself a bit because look at. I don't support this. This is lies. This is just like emotional lies to team up with communists that hate white people. Okay, and so this Kim Heller, you know, I'm hearing her talk about the flotilla. And she's talking about Israel is an illegitimate state. And I think to myself, okay, well, like, maybe you could talk about Palestine, Israel going too far, Israel having too much to do with America, the media stuff with TikTok recently. Illegitimate state? What are you talking about? Like, the blood was shed. You notice the Kim Heller lady did not answer that question about pushing the Jews into the sea. That was far too simple for her. Oh, she was far too intellectual for that. She wouldn't bring herself down to simplify that. It's legitimate, folks. I can't get with that. War happened. The Europeans partitioned it out. Whatever happened, people died. Israel exists. These people aren't serious people that are just like, we're protesting, protest. But for what? We're protesting for what? Protesting for what? To get rid of Israel. Okay, well, you're not a serious person. That's not a society. That's not in the global society. It's like, I'm not supporting that. But it's so interesting, that lady, Kim Heller, she was describing her life, right? The guest on the Fallen State, describing her life growing up Jewish. And it's did you guys catch it? It was like, she overreacted to her family and judged her family. Even if it was like true things that she was saying, I have no reason to not believe her. Although I do have a reason to think she may be exaggerating, but I'm not spending a lot of time on that. But, you know, her comments about growing up Jewish, Christians were second-rate citizens, how they judged black people, and it disgusted her, you know, and it turned her into this, you know, it set her off, it traumatized her, honestly. She agreed with Jesse on that, and it set her off on this path. Isn't that interesting? White people in America, liberals, Jews in America, and then everybody else too, they've arrived to that same thinking, and they talk about their parents the same way. They're racists. They're just religious weirdos. I found that quite interesting that she took that with her in the rest of her life. And that really informs people. You know, you think that you're like this free thinking person who's arrived to stuff so rationally, but it's actually quite personal. Especially if it's anger, especially if you're an angry person, you know, you can speak very calmly and blah blah blah, like that educated lady, but you can see you can like intellectually arrive to the anger in her ideology, and then she tells us about her life, and it's like, wow, it really was personal. She got mad at her parents, and her parents maybe did really have problems with Jews and blacks in a certain way, but I bet you she's exaggerating that. But I'm not spending too much time on that. It's just interesting. You know, this genocide word comes up a bunch. And I thought to myself, Jesse told her guest multiple times that he believes there's a white genocide in South Africa. People have called me and have been asking me, hey, how can Jesse say there's a genocide in South Africa, but not in like Palestine? And how can he use those words You know, how can hate call, I think I've heard this too, like hate call genocide a liberal word, but then, you know, Jesse's calling the genocide of calling out the genocide of whites in South Africa. Well, I'll let you guys worry about what other men are saying, right? Oh, Jesse said, Hake said. But I bring it up because, take this in. Last I heard, okay, and we're going to see if we can look into this. Folks, the genocide. I hear genocide over and over again, but I heard the Palestinian population has gone up and the white population globally has gone down. Because I'm hearing Christians, the right wing, so easily say it's a genocide in Palestine. Last I heard they're getting moved out and going around everywhere, and they're gonna live, but it's their land, Nick. Okay, but they're fighting and shooting missiles, and it's like so many people would want this. You have a problem population that wants to fight, push you to the sea. So many people don't have the same like understanding that. Because they go around saying there's problem populations in America. To summarize what I'm saying here in this instance, put it like this. They think they wouldn't do the same. Let's assume for a moment, because I don't know, because it might be true. Let's assume for a moment Israel's gone too far. They are genociding or quasi-genociding or doing terrible things. So many people that criticize that, and you're allowed to, and it could be wrong. If they were in the same position, they might act the same way, though. If they were, because they talk about blacks here in America, etc., problem populations. Imagine if they had a similar situation. Would they go a little too far or terribly far in certain cases if they were in the same position? Which speaks to me because I hear that they describe the Jews like they have like a special evil, like only the Jews would do this to the Palestinians, but really the whole world has done. The whole world has been slaves, masters, slaves. But anyways, I understand that that's happening now, and I guess if you have a point on that and you could prove it or whatever, you could call the show. It's not really my topic or really what I care. But consider for a moment this other thing too. Genocide, right? Genocide. I just searched it up. The Palestinian population, both inside and outside historic Palestine, is growing. As of mid-2025, estimates are 15.2 million Palestinians worldwide. So inside, outside, when they have a foothold in all these countries, they grow and grow and grow. Side note on that, for those that say, wow, Mexicans and all these races have a history in America. Why do you want to close the border? That's not going to mean there's no more Mexicans. They're going to have babies. Okay, it's just like about like, what, you really want the whole world here? Like, you're not thinking straight here. But anyways, inside what is called historic Palestine, there are about 5.5 to 5.6 million. Now, white population globally. White population is a tricky category because white is defined differently in different countries. That said, the trends are observable, and especially in Western countries, the declining population is clear. Also, in the U.S., projection suggests that non-Hispanic white population will keep declining in both absolute numbers and as a share of the total population, mostly due to lower birth rates. That's census.gov. I'm getting a bunch of this from census.gov, Wikipedia, Wiley Online Institute. Globally, the situation is less clear, but many of the places do show the rapid population decline, like America. So, Jesse's talking about white genocide, prove it, blah, blah, blah. Folks, and the real genocide in Palestine, look, we could talk about it. Like, I'm not a total expert on this, but on the genocide question, come on. There's a genocide on the whites. And it's not like always like so clear and visceral, but in effect, they're declining in their own countries. So that's that, Kim Heller. Okay, whatever. She's not listening. She called it just mischief when the people were chanting "Kill the Boer." When they say push the Jews out into the sea, she's like, that's just mischief. That's just mischief. It's just a slogan. You listen to these people. These people hate America and white people. It just doesn't make sense. And she doesn't feel sorry for the blacks. Jesse was saying, why do you feel sorry for the blacks? And it was a great question. Why do you feel sorry for the blacks? They can't, let them do on their own, but instead you're not showing them love. But she doesn't feel sorry for the blacks. She uses them for their mission. And she says it explicitly. Her whole thing started when she was young about how terrible her family was and how white they were and Jewish they were. I don't know. I can't tell. She went back and forth. And it's like their white privilege and she made it her mission. And when faced with the reality, a great question from Jesse, like, why aren't you showing them love by letting them truly live and figure for themselves? She's like, no, let me ignore that. I must fit it into this mission of dismantling white privilege. And it's like, here it is in your face. Blacks are not doing so well. The apartheid's gone. The blacks are free. There's no more slavery. She's like stuck in that. Yeah, because she does not feel sorry. It's anger, like Jesse's been saying forever, and it puts you on a mission. And now you got a narrative mission. You're going to fit it all in there. You feel me? That's anger. So Jesse's been right. Sorry if it wasn't sophisticated enough. But she's funny. She said she's far too analytical to answer certain questions. And I'm like, she just like me, for real. Which may be my mama in me, which is I should be more embarrassed to say. But, just like Zenny asked me the other day, is America better or worse off than World War II? I'm like, wait, I got to analyze this. I got to really analyze this. Shout out Kim Heller, great epi, with Jesse Lee Peterson. Miss Heller, did I say Kellen Heller? Helen Keller? Or is that just y'all? Is that just Hake? Amazing. Yeah, nobody should hurt Greta. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Just like send her, arrest her, put her, send her back home, I guess. Kim Heller, we appreciate that episode. Helen Keller was a deaf little Nazi, I hear. Anyways, that's chat, folks. If you want to be part of it, say hello. Don't be rude. If you're in here, show some decorum in these times of chaos, and no civility, discivility, uncivility, no civility. So show decorum. Say hello. Don't be rude. Right? We're like a society. So you say hi. You click the like button. You leave a comment. Come on, like at least wear it. At least wear it, because it's not in your heart. At least wear it, because if you don't, you're just next. We're gonna find you all disheveled and like yelling in the sky, like yelling at nobody, at the spirits. Click the like button. You want to end up in the streets? You want to end up in the streets talking to yourself? This is the moment. 2 pathways before you. Click the like button or don't. You decide. You guys see this, though? Homeland Security. Talk about borders, security, Greta, flotillas. Homeland Security, the official Homeland Security account on X, posted a little edit. Okay? Homeland Security. With honor and integrity, we will safeguard the American people, our homeland, and our values. I wonder if this account, I don't know if it's been around for a while, if it always said this in the bio. I wonder what the previous bios were for these Homeland Security account. Look what they posted. Life after all criminal aliens are deported. Who is this again? Is this I'm in love. Who is this? Is this the one that does all the sad music sometimes? They covered This Charming Man. Come on. The Cure. Thank you. Yeah. The Cure. What else did they do? What's the one I'm thinking of? Whatever. It's pretty white. No. This is The Cure. Right, no, they covered the Smiths, right? They covered This Charming Man. I think. I'm in... What's the one that... This is the one that goes like... Dun, dun, I'm in love. Friday. It's Friday. I'm in love. That's the one. Yeah. And they did Boys Cry. The ones that... The song about boys crying. Right? Boys just cry. Where's my eyeliner? Where's my guy liner? I never had guy liner. I never used guy liner. Tuesday's gray. Did he have like an English accent though? Are they American? They're white though, right? It's pretty white. English, of course. Thursday, don't care about you. It's Friday. So I mean the vibes, the imagery they're putting out is pretty on the nose, no? Life after all criminal aliens deported. Homeland Security posted this. The official account, the government posted this. So, I mean, the imagery is pretty on the nose. It's like classic America. And you know what? Guess what? Classic America was whiter. Is it incidental? Is it on purpose? I bet you it's both. Maybe more on the other side, more on the nose than not. I mean, they're kind of aware of the internet right now. I think they know. And, you know, it's looking white. It's looking classic. I saw Trump in there. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, you know, that classic movie. It's not all white. Okay, blacks and whites. Guess what? History in America, exemplified here. Should be friends, maybe. Huh? Hispanics too, maybe a little bit. That's not me trying to stay in, okay? I know I'm like, I don't even count that. Like I'm an anchor baby, like test tube anchor baby. I'm not even counting me in that. Okay? But yeah, Hispanics a little bit, but definitely blacks, whites. Come on. It's their country. Right? From the get. So, but the imagery is clear, right? Is this super based? Wait, what's this? Anyways, is this like super based or what? Nick with his foot in the door. Hey, retroactively remove citizenships of anchor babies. I'm willing to talk about it. You know, I can still be a great resident, work hard and put my best in. I don't have to be president. I don't have to be part of the government. I don't have to be part of the government to love this country. Oh, what can I get? I got plenty. But anyways, life after all criminal aliens deported. Pretty based. Is it because of the guy liner comment? It's not gay. It's not gay if it's The Cure, Christopher. It's not gay if you're listening to The Cure. It's not gay if you're if like during you're listening to The Cure. Anyways. I mean, it's pretty sick. It's super bass, dudes. Ah, jeez, dude. It's super bass, dude. I think it's super based, but you know, not but anything. It's like totally a change in the Overton window. I mean, it's kind of like a totally. I've just never seen stuff like that. I can understand some of the like apprehension in that being based and being allowed to be racist. It's like that's nice, It's like, but like deport them for real. And I think that's happening. There might be some not so good things happening there where it's not totally based and like really closing up the borders. It's kind of some status quo that still needs to be dealt with there. I noticed with the GOP. It's like these people don't really want to change like you've seen for decades until Trump came in. No, never. I never rocked the nail polish. Okay? I hit up the Warped Tour though. The skinnies. My hair was far too curly. Like I wanted to. Like I saw the straight hair and I was like, bro, like okay, I might want to get down, but I was far too curly. Like sincerely, I look at my curly hair and I gave that up quite early in the metal emo days. Sincerely, I looked in the mirror. I saw the curly hair and I hung it up. It was very short. I hung it up. I was like, I had to hang it up. I hung it up. OMG, knit at Warped Tour. LOL. I haven't shown you that. You guys haven't seen this? How many times I've shown you this? At least a few times, no? Or are you saying OMG because you've seen it, Harmony? Have you seen this, Harmony? Stop me if you have. He's looking in the camera all sincerely. Hold up, I'm here somewhere. I'm here. Hold up. Hold up. Somewhere here. Everybody white there. Lots of Asians too. This is Toronto. This is Toronto, Ontario. Come on. I'm never gonna find it. Oh, there I am. You see me? You see chat? Not straightened hair, not painted nails. I hung that up. I gave that up. I never even tried. My hair was too curly. Shout out T Dot. T Dot, is that really him? No, that really is me. Yeah, I'll let it play. Get those hands up! Looking very Pacific Island like, Nate. You guys haven't seen this? I've shown you this like maybe 2 times. That was me. Sam Bankman-Fried in the crowd. So what can I say? It's based and all that. But, I mean, the freedom to be racist, the freedom to be based. It's like, but also actually deport. Right? But it sounds cool. I mean, I like it. I like it. It's a good look. I love it. People are calling me, telling me it's heartless. It's terrible. Nick looked like somebody you would call ICE for. Normally I might ban someone, but like when you talk facts, you talk facts. Nick looked like somebody. Dang, Nick, they lifted you up. Yeah, that's what you do. You tap somebody and you go like this. You go up, up, and then they'll put their hands on their knee and they'll fling you up. You go, up, bro, up, up. You know, I remember as the later years, a lot of those shows, there were just these little girls. And by little, I just mean skinny, like our age, but just like little, like alt girls, metal girls. And there was like dudes going around going, up, up. And these girls, the fear in their eyes. These girls are like, what? When this like big bearded, like red, he's like, these people were white, right? So like their skins were red from like moshing around, sweaty. This huge sweaty shoulder just comes at them and they would recoil. I'm like, no, he's about to crush you. You need to get under there and push him over, like, or else they're going to fall. It was great. That was actually really great. That was actually fun. But yeah, talk about good looks. You know, I don't say it's heartless. It's tough. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. Like, for example, when feds start arresting Portland Antifa terrorists, they cry. And so there's some images coming out of people, of feds dealing with Portland Antifa, and they got them hogtied. One's like hitting the face. And I don't want, like, again, I'm saying it's awesome because of the authority, but it's terrible that it had to come to this, because we shouldn't really be gleeful about it, because think about it. It's a sign of how bad it is and how angry people are that you got to do this. That's not good.
Are they being ordered to be on the other side by the mayor or the people in charge?
Yeah, the mayor controls the Portland PD. The mayor controls them, and so that basically it all comes from the mayor. The guys, the actual officers, Portland PD would.
Are you guys all calling me uber white from that video? Nick is white. Nick is a white colonizer. Nick is white with a side of olives. Maybe Nick is white after all. Is it because of the moshing?
Like to be able to help it, but the biggest problem here, Steve, all of these protests, all of these attacks on ICE take resources away from ICE being able to go out into the communities and get the illegals, by the way, who've been released into the communities by the sanctuary community here, rather than letting them get picked up. It's the same thing we see all over the country. And again, this is 10
wow, it's a sign of collusion of the city government with Antifa terrorists.
years of this in
Interesting
the
statement
by radical leftists.
So here's the thing, to protect, defend, and preserve. I think those are three key words when you take an oath of office here in the United States. It's the preserve part that I think people don't pay a lot of attention to, and they should, because Donald Trump has the right to preserve a federal facility. He has the right to preserve law and order. He has the right to preserve the Constitution. If he has to defend the Constitution and he's forced to bring in federal agents because that's what he has left in his toolbox, well, then that's what you have to do. I mean, this is pretty simple for a lot of Americans, Ben.
Yeah, no, it is. Look, if Portland actually did their job, if they weren't a sanctuary community, if they allowed law enforcement to work with ICE and actually have interagency cooperation, then you wouldn't need National Guard here. That's the whole point. You wouldn't need it if Portland.
Yep. Preach it to the choir, but yep. Yeah, this is all in response, in fact, to the recent designations and talks of designating Antifa as a terrorist organization. They're calling these ICE protests, and they're calling them protests against Trump. At least The Guardian is. And if, even just from 4 hours ago, they continue, apparently. They're like allowed to do that. That's why that's happening. Like, they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to stand there and yell at them and say, I'm tough, F you, go back to your pen, pig. Because they're allowed to. And they're just sitting there doing a job. Like, yeah, we're so tough. Like, they're allowed to stand there and yell at them like that. You're being given that freedom, luxury, whatever.
You ripped it out of my hand.
Dog him. This guy was all tough in front of an ice facility in Portland. Now look at him. What's this? He's shaking. Why are you shaking? Is it cold? Do you have a medical condition? This is starting to look like I can't breathe. It's like, yeah, but you're yelling real loud. Why are you shaking? Why are you shaking like that? Is it cold? Do you need a jacket? What do you need?
I fucking told you, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
They cry out as they strike you. Wait, hold on. I may not be allowed to say that. But, you know, it's like, now he's shaking, right? Now he's shaking.
All these people right here are...
So that was some of that, right? And then the looks of, I'm describing what, you know, some of the hard, coming down hard on these people. I think it's a good look. I love it. People are saying it's heartless. People are saying it's terrible. Like, for example, this too. This is just, I think, another good look. In fact, it's a great look. You see this one? Did y'all see this one? Check it out.
To that apartment complex. Some even rappelled down from Blackhawks onto the rooftop in order to help secure that perimeter. Now, they were searching for suspected members of the violent Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Of course, TDA has been designated as a terrorist organization under the Trump administration. Now, it was the biggest show of force that we've ever seen on the ground here. We had agencies, FBI, Border Patrol, ICE, and ATF all involved here, and they were all looking for targets in that same exact building. It was a 5-story building. It was a tall task for them, and anything could have gone wrong. But luckily, the operations went pretty smoothly. Preliminary reports show
repelling from Blackhawks.
Arrested in this operation, some of them suspected Tren de Aragua. Now, we talked with Chief Gregory Bovino, who's running the operations on the ground for many of these ops in Chicago, and he had some words for people that are pushing back against his operations. Take a listen.
How about you live in the apartment next door to Tren de Aragua members that are trafficking and prostitution, guns, drugs, and taking advantage of American citizens in a violent way? Why don't you live next to them and then see how much of a Gestapo or a Nazi we are?
Amazing. Rappelling down from Blackhawks.
She lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no, I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not.
I'd be happy. I'd be like, wow, officer, what's going on? We're doing a raid. It's like we're trying to find illegals. We just got to go. We got to take everybody. Okay. This is quite This is quite disruptive. Okay, it's a bit disruptive, but you know what, officer? I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Be released. Citizen-at video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip-tied to each other. That's all I kept asking. Where's the morality? Where's the human?
Where's the morality? Where is the human? Damn, where is the morality? Where is the human?
One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Watson says budget trucks and military-style vans were used to separate
That's not
parents
funny.
from their children. Other neighbors say they saw agents destroying property to get in the building.
And they had a big 15-inch chainsaw with a round blade on it, cutting this fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded.
Under
by
siege
our own military.
by illegals. It's a building. You're living in a building full of Tren de Aragua, allegedly. I'd be thankful. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What is that?
Fence down. We're under siege. We're being invaded.
Confirmed this morning that they did help the U.S.
own military.
The FBI did confirm this morning that they did help the U.S. Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement operation in this area, and they say they have been supporting these efforts at the direction.
So, good looks to me.
Actually,
Portland Antifa, gonna get to calls here. Portland Antifa, getting to that Portland Antifa, the ICE agents repelling. I love it. It's all great to me. It's all great to me. It's great. But I want to get to some calls here. Let's see here. I want to get to Terry out of Portland or out of no, not I don't know where you're calling from. Terry, Oregon. That's right. How you doing, Terry? You're on the air.
Calling from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, you are calling from Portland.
Hi,
Welcome.
how you doing?
What's up, Terry?
Just doing my little daily tasks. But yeah, I called in about this whole situation you've been showing, and I wanted to give maybe insight, or I don't know if I have anything to add as such. But I did say in the comment section that this is like a result of collusion between Antifa and the Portland city government.
That was a super interesting comment.
I don't know if that was very maybe hyperbolic, but it does appear that way because of what's been happening with the local city government, how they're responding, how they say they're going to be presenting like legal action against ICE for violating ordinances that the city has with them. I don't know how they're able to like even uphold any kind of ordinances given the chaos at the facility. You know, like it makes sense to me why they wouldn't be able to move people, and that why they would have to detain people for an extended period of time or overnight if they can't safely move people because of the chaos.
So it has to be like arrests, you're saying?
I mean, I don't know. Like that's one of the things the city said. They have like 25 reported cases directly from basically people that have been protesting at the facility. Now, I don't know if all of them are Antifa. I wouldn't say they are, but like a number of them are. So the city's saying they're gonna charge them with violating local ordinances that they had set up to do, business in the Portland area.
Wow, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how they could even properly. That's just a mess. But the issue, I guess, for me, I guess what I wanted to say, too, is like, I don't want the National Guard in Portland, but I don't know what other alternative there is at this point if the city and police are not doing anything,
Mm-hmm. And why don't you want the
So-
National Guard?
Because it shouldn't be necessary.
Okay, I see.
I don't want it on principle. It's not necessary. The city of Portland and the police here have so many resources. They could easily quash this if they wanted to.
I see.
No, they don't want to. They're purposely not doing it.
And now that
You know.
they're not dealing with it, and it has come to the National Guard, do you appreciate it in this instance? Even though it shouldn't happen?
I appreciate it because I appreciate that somebody is wanting to do something. It's just upsetting to me that it's gotten to that point because, it's a waste of resources. The Portland police have over the years quashed many a rebellion. They have they have so much militarized equipment. If they wanted to shut this down very quickly, they could. But it's very clear that they don't want to deal with this situation because it's too, controversial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the other day that there's a reporter that goes down there and records regularly. Katie, Davis Court or something?
I think so.
She got attacked. She got hit in the face with a pole.
That's right.
Somebody was, and then everyone knows where this, she called the police. Everyone knows where her assailant went. They all know where the safe house is, where these people are, going. It was very clear that there was visible evidence that she was assaulted, and the police basically told her that they weren't going to go there and arrest this individual because it wasn't safe.
It wasn't safe to
And
arrest
it's
them?
Yeah, I'm like, in what situation is it not safe for you, some police, or get backup then? But how is it not safe for you to go into one dingy little apartment in a low-income building and arrest someone?
And the police, they don't always even have to do it that way. Then they just arrest them when it is safe to do it. They travel, they move around, they have jobs sometimes not. So, for them to give up investigating a criminal when they have a violent crime too. All this, after saying all this, so is it of your opinion then that the Portland city leadership is complicit or somewhat looking a blind eye to some of this because they kind of agree ideologically and otherwise with this stuff?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on.
Have you seen police? Have you seen it? I bet you the city talks openly about being supportive of those of the causes that are commonly associated with that stuff, Democrat causes and LGBT maybe. And do you see that same support in the police and stuff? I bet you they go around with gay flags on their cars, but how bad is it in your estimation?
A bit. It's not. I mean, it's not that intense, but they'll march in the Pride Parade and stuff like that.
Right.
And I think they'll have booths at certain things like that. I don't know. I haven't seen or attended any of that in a long time, so I don't know really what their presence is. But I think I used to serve near one of the main police stations in town. I worked in a coffee shop there, and I worked really early in the morning, so I would get some detectives and police officers that would come in very early, get their coffee. And they were showing me all of this equipment they got right before the pandemic happened. They were showing me all of these. They're basically bragging. They were like, they basically were like, yeah, we can totally shut down the city in 15 minutes or less. Because of the way that they can block exiting out in and out of the city and block the bridges, they could totally trap people in the city very quickly, and they were bragging about like all the stuff they had. And there's been multiple. I mean, I've seen protests, you know, over the years. Like it's been almost 2 decades I've lived here, where they have like armored equipment, like they run. It used to be so funny, like you would just be out and there would be a protest happening, and you would see people running and being chased by like the cops, and there would be like swaths of them coming through, and they'd be hanging off the side of the like vans and cars. Right. And the equipment they had was pretty intense, so I know they can do it. I know they can like stop this if they wanted to, but the city government is like so committed to the sanctuary city thing, and you know they this is what's popular, I think, you know, with the constituency. So this is just what they're going to push, even though it's against the law, and even though it's in direct violation of like the federal government, and they're doing everything they can not to comply, and then acting like they have it under control, but they don't. They could if they wanted to. It's just it's willful. It's willful non-compliance with the law.
You bring up such a good thing, actually, because when you're considering like a standard of how complicit someone or an institution might be with something wrong, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty provocative statement to say the city is working with Antifa, which is not what you said. But you could take it somewhere else where, well, they're just complicit. They look the other way. And then you think about sanctuary cities. I mean, those exist. You think about people looking the other way because it's like civil rights from the 1960s. That's still enduring. I mean, think about it. When you see it like that, there's like a deep complicitness with our government, and it goes from cities, but it goes higher. Just totally complicit with just wrong, like total wrong, allowing crime, etc. So I'm not. It's not that wacko or conspiratorial. I mean, they openly complicit with lies. Yeah,
and the people that are like the citizens that have tried to do something about it, or like, there's been like lawsuits filed against the city. Those have all been dismissed by the judges. That are all career activist judges for the Democratic Party. There's no justice.
Right. So what's going to happen now?
I think the National Guard will be here for a while. They may squash the... I don't know what's going to happen, because people also have a right to protest, and I think a lot of people just, because of, I think, the tolerant kind of attitude here, because it's people, people aren't seeing how this is impacting the community or like the individuals there, or how it's violating certain people's rights. I think you have a right to protest, but like within certain parameters. I've participated in protests where we were moved by the police. Like the police came and were like, okay, you cannot be in this area. There's certain stipulations to your protest. You can't. I don't know. So totally. It's hard to say like what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to make things better or worse. People are acting here like this is some kind of like drastic overreach of the federal government, but I don't think it is. I mean, at the end of the day, the citizens here have a right to the rule of law and peace as well. Like, I don't know. I just feel for the people over there, because there's been so many testimonies of the people that live in that area, and it's like low income seniors, a lot of people with disabilities, and they don't have anywhere else to go. Like, they're already like on a fixed income. They can't really save much every month, like to move, and even moving on them is physically like difficult. And I've seen so many people like who don't want to come out of their homes. They feel threatened, You know, they're subjected to all this noise and terror. It just reminds me of like 2020 when we were subjected to like constant noise battering for months and months, and it really jostled me. At the time, you know, I couldn't sleep for so long. It set your anxiety up, like your whole immune system is stressed, you know. And I'm like, these people are already like compromised, and now they're being put through all this added stress. And it's just amazing to me that people like will care more for somebody from another country who broke the law to get here and is here, no doubt, breaking more laws, because if they weren't, why were they caught by ICE in the first place?
Totally.
You know, they have more empathy for those people than they do for like these citizens who haven't done anything wrong.
And I'm thinking they don't.
And who are like the least of us. Like,
and I'm thinking in reality, it's not that they have more empathy for these people. It's that they have their anger and whatever, their hatred or whatever to their fellow man, to America, etc., supersedes any of that. And so
yeah, it's a selective kind of outrage, you know. It's like
when
Charlie
to
Kirk got killed, you know, people were like, well, if you don't care about this happening, then I don't want to hear about Charlie. Like, it's all this selective mess where people think you can pick and choose to have empathy when that's not how it works.
Let me ask, in Portland, I've gathered that, you know, some of this has popped off because, well, they're responding to ICE and responding to deportation. They don't like that. They don't want the deportation, so they're out there protesting ICE. But I wanted to ask, like, what is Portland like for someone like me that doesn't know? And what I'm asking about is because I gather the police is trying to deal with this, you know, unrest, but it's not. I imagine it's not like this every day. There's social unrest. So what's the Portland like for someone like me that doesn't know? Is it a criminal element that's deep compared to like Chicago and other stuff I hear? What's it like?
It's not like that. It's not terrible like that. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like a friendly place for the most part. You can even like the criminal element is pretty friendly. I'm not saying nothing violent never happens here, or like there is a problem with like theft and property crimes, and things have gotten worse definitely in that regard. But most of the time I don't feel too weird about like going out and conducting business, and there's, you know, plenty to do and see. That's fine. I mean, you see people posting their like little gaslighting videos all over social media about look at war-torn Portland. I mean, you can have a nice time here, but you know, they're not showing everything, and they're being selective about what they're showing, because you can't be honest and say that there isn't I mean, there's a lot of visible people on drugs in the streets.
I see. Drug issue.
I had a really jarring
homeless.
Yeah, I had a really jarring experience the other night, just coming home from Bible study and seeing all these people like freaking out, slumped over, drug psychosis, doing drugs. Damn. Like, and it's gotten so bad, and it just in a very short period of time. And it's like people are coming here to do drugs. So, a lot of it is like very docile, off their head drug addicts. It's really heartbreaking, to be honest, because it's like, it's just human misery. And there's not really anything, you don't know what to do. And you know that they're being facilitated in their drug use by the government, and they're given tents, and they're giving, you know, paraphernalia to do their drugs with, and the drugs are cheap and abundant.
Yeah, that's right.
So
they give them like places to go safely do it, and give them the needles and all that. I've seen that.
Yeah. I would say that's probably the most difficult thing about the city to deal with, is honestly the number of people on the streets that are on drugs.
Well, fair enough.
So the Antifa thing is, anyway.
Total chaos. But yeah, I didn't know that. I had some impressions of Portland, but thank you for that, Terry.
No problem.
Call me again, Terry. Anything else you want to say before we go?
It's Friday. I'm in love.
The Cure, shout out. It's a catchy one. It's a catchy one. Call me again, Terry.
All right, later, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Very nice. 844-900-2229. Hey, what can I say? It's good looks for me. Rappelling down from Black Hawks onto a illegal immigrant complex, arresting everybody you see. Right? Taking names, figuring out later. Kicking down doors. Antifa protesters getting too fresh, too frisky with the cops. Getting bopped in the face. A little bit of authority. A little bit of a bot lesson. I love it. I'm also hearing about Trump versus the narcos. He's shooting up more boats. U.S. military poised to seize ports and airfields in Venezuela as Trump strikes a fourth narco-terrorist boat. Is it just me or did things just escalate? Seize ports and airfields. Yeah, Nicolas Maduro. I don't think you're going to do anything about that. And yes, I guess it's a sovereign nation, right? But welcome to the real world. Welcome to the real world. Where it's a game, it's been an ongoing game. The world was burning, it was turning and burning before we were here, and it continues to do so. And when it comes to issues of national security, sovereignty just stops mattering, you know. And I kind of mentioned this instinctually recently. I don't really know what's going down in South America, but it's not just cartel stuff. It's global politics. It's like I believe there's a bit of, I gather there's like an international struggle in multiple places in the globe. One of those is South America. You know how like nations have proxies and they have influence that goes beyond their borders, and it gets hazy, it gets Mickey, it gets tricky, and it comes down to matters of national security. So, you know, but shout out. I mean, I'm down with the cartels and then bringing the drugs and all that, and so, you know, fourth boat. They're saying, what's going on? Look at this. Look at this. Bow.
Make no mistake about it. What you're doing right now, it's not training. This is the real world exercise.
Some of y'all didn't like the Globe comment. Controversial statement, I know. I think it's awesome.
Every part of you.
But yeah, I don't know what the deep story is here. What the deeper story is here. But it is fascinating. I mean, these are like little militaries down there. These cartels and stuff, and they're transnational. These are transnational organizations.
Latin America is a preeminent producer and supplier of drugs to a lot of the world, but most definitely to North America.
Most definitely.
People are killing in poor countries for the drugs.
President Trump says he's launching a war against Latin American drugs.
Over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat.
He holds a country's
a lot of drugs.
For many of the problems in his country.
But how can he do that when the demand for drugs produced in Latin America is so high? In North America for sure, but also across the world.
Those gringos, that's what they'll say, right? But los gringos, they want this stuff. Se lo echan, se lo echan, se lo echan. I remember seeing that in the Pablo Escobar Colombian produced version show on Netflix. Not the Narcos one, but the one that's produced in Colombia. Patron del Mal. And that's what that they stress that heavily. You know, be like, man, these gringos love it. But I mean, I've heard they love it too.
identified, so we won't do that. But thank you for coming and talking to us.
Can his so-called war on drugs, his battle against the drug cartels, can it actually work?
Can it actually work? I love it. I love the accent. Always have. Medellin. Why are we in Medellin?
Barriers like this would be impossible for anyone to come into. I've been into.
This is a Sky News report from 14 hours ago. You know, it's probably fascinating.
Where gangs oversaw
It's just a little
this
long.
international drug trafficking network.
Just a few years ago, barriers like this would be impossible for anyone to come into. I've been
So the
into
Colombians
many
still
events in Latin
suppliers?
America, which I
They're
found
still the
really,
suppliers?
dangerous. It's still dangerous. But look, you've got guided tours taking place. There's still drugs here. There's no doubt about it. There's still a dark underbelly here.
Medellin.
Once all-powerful Medellin cartel, like Escobar himself, is gone now. But Colombia, in many ways, remains a narco state. It's where drugs...
Is this black? Is this black influence?
There's still
Is
a
this the
dark
dominating stance that blacks have in culture through the amplified amplifier of America? Blacks
Once all-powerful
have expressed
Medellin
themselves
cartel, like Escobar himself, is gone now.
and have affected this individual right here. Hey, shout out. You know, oh, it's like we're nobody, we're nothing, we're everybody's superior than us because you know they say white supremacy. It's like, wow, you guys think everybody's superior than you? Like, you know, American culture is like deeply entwined with with y'all. I don't know. I'm on something, right? Come on. I'm somewhat right.
But Colombia, in many ways, remains a narco state. It's where drugs are produced and trafficked to the world. Society here is awash with drugs, and they're easy to find. A few blocks from the gaudy bars and clubs we were in, the real business is underway.
Perico.
It's a vast market for any narcotic.
They're looking for perico.
These dealers are selling cocaine, heroin, ecstasy.
Okay, but what's Trump doing? I guess it's a long
marijuana,
video,
whatever
right?
they don't have, they'll find for
This
you.
is far too long. And especially because we have a caller on hold. How you doing? California, on the air.
Hey.
What's up, William?
Hey, man, you ever been up there?
Where, Colombia? Yeah.
The Pacific Northwest? No, the Pacific Northwest.
No, I have not.
Seattle, Portland.
Nope.
And all they do is get high up there, man. Everybody. Coffee or drugs. And it ain't no use in not wanting the public to have the guard because they're outside of Portland. They are going in probably this weekend or Monday. That's the way it goes. Because the police department up there and the policies up there, them stupid hippies, they said you ain't doing the job.
It's like that.
They ain't not doing the job. Their politicians they don't arrest nobody.
Yeah.
They've been protesting for what? I think 6 years. They've been camped outside, getting high and burning police cars.
And someone
And
wants to take
Seattle's
it
not
away,
too-
and they're like, no.
Hey, Seattle ain't too far off either. So they're coming.
Oh, are they similar in that way, you're saying?
Yeah, it ain't no. It ain't
Portland
even
and
no thing
Seattle, are
about
they like
nobody-
similar cities?
Seattle's great. Yeah, Seattle's something else too, man. Look. It ain't no thing about wanting the guard with the public. It's already a done deal. They're training right now outside of Portland, and they're going in. And it's just too much.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like Berkeley, California. Same way, kind of. It's kind of the same way as it is up there as it is down here. A bunch of hippies, old 70s hippies and 80s hippies. Because when you get to 80s and 90s hippies, they fake. But anyway, all of them are so friendly and love Earth and nature and don't mess with people. You know, people have rights and nah, man, they're way beyond that, way beyond it. Just like Berkeley, they don't want nothing to happen to human beings, but they'll let them burn their whole neighborhood now.
Right. But think of the humanity.
Just like-
Think of the human cost.
Kind of crazy. You know, Portland used to be a very, off to the side, not too much attention type city, man. It's pretty nasty, with this what they do up there. And they do it on a daily basis.
They do it where?
Daily. They do everything they do up there daily.
I'm not. I'm glad to hear some of this. I'm not that familiar with these cities.
Like I said, it used to be a off to the side city. You don't hear much about it, but it's got an edge to it, man. And there's some dope addicts, and they've been hanging out for 5 years in tents. And I don't think I have to disagree. They ain't got no rights. You ain't got no rights to do all that.
Oh, to do what?
All that protesting and tearing up and burning stuff and everything. No, you don't have no right. No, you don't. And the guard is on the outside of the city right now. They're going in. They're going in. He said he was going into Chicago, Memphis, Portland. They're going in all these places. They're probably going to come back to L.A. again and get some more people.
Oh, that's right. It should too with ICE.
You mess around with but listen, once you mess around with these federal guys, not the police, these guys that are doing this job, when you get handcuffed by them, man, you're going to get 5.
Yeah.
Federal.
It should be.
Federal time. Yeah.
Yeah, these are feds around here.
Now, Now, the other question about South Africa compared to the Gaza Strip, the war over there, there's no comparison. That's a war over in Israel. That's a war. That's different. South Africa, that actually is. Yes, Jesse's right. That actually is a genocide because it's to a certain people.
And they're decreasing in population. If it keeps up, they won't exist. Ergo, it's a genocide.
All the Palestinians got all the kids. They're the ones got all the kids because they can have a baby for $17.
Wait, what do you mean?
They don't have the best of everything over there. Israel owns the land, but they live there, and they don't really have a country. They're almost like the Hebrew Israelites. They don't have a country. That ain't no flag. That's a banner. That's not a flag. It's not a country. I mean, it's a war, and if they think that it's a genocide, maybe they should have thought about twice when they launched 2,500 unguided missiles over to the population and took those hostages. And Israel is just, hey man, give me the hostages back, and we'll stop putting your whole neighborhood in rubble. Because they're telling the Palestinians to get out. They are, and they got food stacked up over there, but the terrorists has been getting that food and mistreating those people. That's the part they want to tell you. And then they got Jewish people that are liberals too. They caught some, well, they didn't catch them, but they went over to the graveyard, and there was some Holocaust survivors in their grave sites, and they went in and tore up the cemetery over there. So they got Jewish people that are radical and want to be, they want to buy a safety card and be with the blacks and be with the Palestinians and be with the illegals. They got little groups over there too, just like England, just like Canada, the United States.
Fallen State guest.
They got them groups. They got those groups, man. They got liberals. They got
this last guest with the Fallen State. She had some choice words about. She was Jewish, but she had plenty to say about them though, and how they're like how they were like, white privilege and terrible and all that.
Remember, we were talking about this a month ago, right? You said it's kind of quite a bit to understand, William. I said they got liberals over there that are against the Jewish state. And the bottom line is,
well, they have like,
you can want,
I've heard they have like liberals.
You can want them gone. You can want them gone.
But do any of those Jewish liberals want? Do any of those Jewish liberals you're mentioning believe that Israel should like be thrown into the sea?
They got some. They got them over there, just like we got over here.
Mm-hmm.
You just like we got over here. They got liberals over there.
Well, for sure, I've seen liberal Jews like wearing like Palestinian flags and like these Muslim scarves and saying, "Hey, Gaza, it's a genocide." But I don't know if I've seen them say that Israel shouldn't exist.
Now here's the catch. a lot of them are gay.
Oh yeah, out there, is that so?
The ones that go against Israel, that are Israel, there's students over here and there's students over there, and some of them are gay. And I don't know why you standing up and protesting for somebody. I don't know why they would protest for somebody that would, the Hamas will throw a gay person off the roof with their hand tied behind their back.
I've heard they do
I
terrible
don't even
things.
know why they did. It's a terrible choice. It's just like, like these guards that's going into Portland, but the population up there don't want nobody. They don't want no heads to be cracked. But they've been hanging out for 5 years now in a tent and getting high and getting paid by George Soros to go out there and agitate. So the guards coming, whether I like it or not, or anybody else, they're coming. They're already there. I think it's jumping off either this weekend or Monday or Tuesday or sometime next week.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, you make a good point, man.
It's just the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Who would really want to? I mean, I don't live in an urban city, but who would really want to hear that every night?
Like protesting?
Yeah.
Oh man. And so are you familiar? Is it just like these ICE things, or is this like a common thing in Portland?
It's a common thing, man. They're doing it daily. I'm trying to tell you. No, they don't have a right. They say you need permits to have a protest. No, they actually don't have a right. That's right. Like every day for 5 years? No.
Like there's rules.
Yeah.
Like Terry was even saying, like police have often moved around protesters who, despite their right to do whatever, they still have to comply to rules and move around, etc.
Yeah. You got a liberal mayor and police chiefs that's telling them not to do anything to them. Now, come on, what's right? That ain't right. How about that? That's not right. You mean we can't arrest criminals? That's crazy.
It's like on its face wrong. It should be clear.
How wrong do you need to be before you say it's wrong? Just like the South Africans, that's an actual genocide because it's actually towards a people. The Gaza is a war. Totally two different things.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with all the details, but I did see that the population thing. I was like, well, here you got the Palestinian population going up and whites globally going down.
Yeah.
So we're
and ours are going
it's
down.
Just because they look. It's just because they look hungrier. That's why they look hungrier.
You know what? I think the poor, even out here in America, the more poor areas, they make babies easier than people that are not poor. People that are not poor will be more responsible with their recreation.
Yeah, I mean you're onto something I've heard.
Breeding tactics. Yeah, and then we got a lot of women out here in America that they think abortion is law. Like I'm supposed to kill your kids, and we have a lot of that too. And I'm imagining they probably got some of that over in Israel. But the Palestinians, they're having babies.
Interesting,
like
man.
I said, they probably have They probably got a real cheap healthcare system that's not that good, and they probably can have a baby for $20. You never know.
And from what I read, they're doing it there and out in the entire world. So wherever there's Palestinians,
America,
their population has gone up.
Yeah, right.
That's what I read. So
yeah. No, it's true. It's true. I tell you, I got a cousin married to a girl that's Palestinian. I'm telling you, she had 3 babies just like that. It was nothing. There was nothing. She had those babies while she cut the grass. I'm telling you.
There you go.
She barefoot.
One was barefoot. One was balancing in her head. Yeah.
Yes.
She was balancing one on her. Yeah.
Yeah, they having kids. I give them credit on that, but a lot of our women in America, they're pro-abortion. And they think that's everything.
Right. Put that to later in their lives for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, if you figure somebody that's economically responsible, he's more likely going to be responsible with his business and his personal life. and he's going to probably have like a more responsible outlook on, creating children and families. They'll be a little bit more responsible with it. But if you go to the projects, man, shit,
good point.
She has a baby easily. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a
She has
good
a
point.
baby easily. Yeah.
That is a good point. Yeah. I bet you a similar thing is happening. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so look,
Interesting,
man,
man.
I sent you something in your email, so.
Yeah. I saw. I saw. Yeah. Shout out. I mean, I don't want to like dogs or say anything, but what can I say? You stood on
You
business.
can say what you want,
I'll
don't
say
show
that.
nothing.
You stood on business.
You can say what you want, don't show nothing. Yeah,
What I saw was a man standing 10 toes down on business. I believe that's what
On
that
business.
email contained.
That's what it was. And you seen on the pocket of the sports jacket was the initials in gold stitch. You seen that with the
I
crown.
did.
Right? That's called the club. That's called the club jacket.
I did. I saw that.
Saw that.
And the steez
You see
that
how
y'all
fit? Wait a minute, you see
are
how
are
fit?
not
See how
seeing.
fit? Hey,
You
did
said
you
what?
see how fit and how black?
He
My
is a
brother
black
is.
man. I can confirm. No, those were not OF leaks. Okay, chat. But I'll tell you one thing. William is a black man. If you doubted it.
My ninja, like Denzel say.
Right.
My ninja. Okay.
He had to send in photo proof for the conspiracies.
That's just, I just get tired
For all
of
the
it.
conspiracies.
Man, I'm just talking about, man. Hey, that was kind of funny though.
Yeah.
You seen the two German engineering sitting in the garage, his and hers. You seen that, huh? I have it no other way. I'm sharp all the way around. You seen it?
I saw it. I saw it with my eyes.
Very fit. You know what I said? Old man too, not fit, and not a bad looking guy, is he?
If I get, there was something about it. It was quite fascinating. It was like funny about it. There was something I wanted to say, but
Yeah.
I can't even show it. But
Because it was
hey,
funny. Because it's nothing.
it's
You know
just
what
you
I'm
don't
saying? It's
expect
nothing.
it. You just don't expect it. You just don't expect these
Yeah.
things when you talk with people on the
Yeah.
phone, etc. You just don't. You don't know.
Always.
You don't know people's
Hey, I
lives.
always look at it like this, and I understand did we hear from Artie Art? Shout out to Artie Art. If he came back around, I'd be so glad if he do.
That's right.
You remember Art in
I
Ohio?
do. Big time.
Yeah.
100%. He's in my intro.
Yeah. So look. It's real. It's 10 toes down up in Portland. They coming. They already coming. Ain't no need to want them to have to be there or whatever. They on their way.
Chad, he just sent me a picture of him because people were saying he's not black. He's like, look, I am black. That's what he sent me.
Nice looking gentleman too, ain't he? Distinguished.
Yeah, you didn't and I didn't expect the style. I'll say that I didn't expect the style.
Oh, you like that? You like
And
that
the
high and tight?
steez.
That's the new look. That's the new look, man. The high and tight blazers and suits and everything. The straight legs out of the '60s. That's the new look. They don't wear baggy suits anymore. You know how the high and tight look. You already know.
Right on, William.
Have a good weekend and listen to plenty music.
Yes, sir. William,
I'm
call
gonna
me
do the
again.
same thing. All right, man. Take care.
Chad, he sent me photo proof. Photo proof. He showed me something that's only his, proving that he's black. So don't, calm down in the chat. Like, he showed me something that was uniquely him and his, and he showed me a picture, like, sent it by email, proving that he's black. And, just because it's jokes, because, something that was uniquely him and his. What? Why are you guys acting like that? I don't understand. What am I missing here? Why are you looking at me like that, chat? What is this? Queen Victoria wore black for the rest of her life to mourn her husband. Is that true? Is that true, Chat Jeopardy? Hey, Chat Jeopardy, is that true? Mourning her husband? Yep, she absolutely did. After Prince Albert died in 1861, Queen Victoria basically never stopped mourning him. She went into what people called perpetual mourning and wore black dresses for the rest of her life, more than 40 years. What a drama queen. She was milking that. I was just about to make a joke about, like, because look, the meme is saying, oh, look, Queen Victoria wore black for the rest of her life to mourn her husband. Meanwhile, Erica Kirk. That's Erica Kirk. Just put me on the podcast. You know, you can take some time off. No. Put me on. I'm ready to go. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go day one. I got speeches lined up. I got it all written out. I'm ready to go. How's my makeup? That's my impression of Erica Kirk. Speaking with her management, I guess. But it's just funny, you know, just looking into this Queen Victoria, that perpetual mourning. Okay, she milked that. The rest of her life. My husband died. How could you? Just in perpetual sadness. Imagine. That was somebody. Whose mother is that? Is that Queen Elizabeth? Queen Victoria? No, what am I talking about? 1861. Queen Victoria was mother to who? To whom? Rather. All you conservative commentators that went at Erica are going to get heat for this at some point. Hope you're ready, bud. I don't know if that's very common. Who's saying anything about Erica? Everybody's like, she's amazing. And if I get heat for speaking honestly what I'm thinking here, then so be it. What the? I mean, it's true. I mean, you think a woman should be leading that? Running, saving young men? And then it's like a bunch of Christians like, right on, she should be president. Yeah, I'm cool with getting heat for that. Queen Victoria had a whole dynasty of kids. Yeah, but was one of them someone that we know? Who was Queen Elizabeth's mama? Not this one, I imagine. I gather. I have to imagine it's not this one. But you know she milked that to the rest of her life. What the? Wore black to like 40 years? What the hell is this?
That's why 98% of Wiggers are white. What's up, big
Faggot
dog?
on the roof. We have a faggot on the roof.
You mean a sniper?
Where do snipers sit? On roofs. Faggot on the roof. Kill the fucking faggot.
My nigga, we got a problem.
Don't worry about it, Pookie. 2 Wigger missiles are en route.
That's why.
What? What the hell's going on? What in the hell is that? That was an absolute. That was both a masterpiece and just like weird at the same time. This was underneath this video. What is this?
That's why 98% of Wiggers are white.
That's why 98% of Wiggers are white. Oh my God, so you get 4 years in prison just for being popular now? Oh wait, you're talking about prison? You're saying I'm going to prison for my Erica Kirk commentary? Is that what you mean by heat? I thought you meant like callers. I thought you meant just like callers. Like, hey, Nick, I didn't think you should have said that. What do you mean? What do you mean prison? I mean, if you look at how the conservatives are acting, actually, that's not maybe that far. That's not maybe that far fetched. It'll be illegal. Well, it's not necessarily illegal to criticize MLK, but I'm thinking about similar mentalities.
That's why 98% of Uyghurs are white.
What? This is incredible.
Faggot on the roof. We have a faggot on the roof.
You mean a sniper?
So Charlie Droid is dealing with somebody, giving them the facts of Uyghurs, and he gets a call from Big Dog. This is Big Dog warning him of a individual on the roof.
Faggot on the roof. We have a faggot on the roof.
You mean a sniper?
Where do snipers sit? On roofs. Faggot on the roof. Kill the fucking faggot.
And then it gets crazy. This is incredible. I'm left speechless with this incredible masterpiece. Okay? There's more Uyghur content. There's more Uyghur posted by Tony Rigatoni. Who the hell's Tony Rigatoni? What? Tony Rigatoni did this?
And it's a Uyghur neighborhood, and most of the Uyghurs here.
Nick wishes he made that. Yes. Yeah, like I wish I made that. And or this maybe. I bet you I wish I made this. Let's watch it.
Uyghur neighborhood, and most of the Uyghurs here have come from the southern province.
Uyghurs speak a language that's similar to Turkish.
Some of my accents come out stronger, or when I talk faster, but like they just me like.
Much of the region looks and feels like
Wow.
a country.
I'm left amazed. I'm impressed. I'm like, this is a masterpiece.
It's a Uyghur neighborhood, and most of the Uyghurs here have come from the southern province.
Traditional ancient Uyghur street dance.
Uyghurs speak a language that's similar to Turkish.
Some of my accents come out
Wow.
stronger, or when I talk faster, but like they just me like.
Much of the region looks and feels like another country.
Incredible.
Uyghur neighborhood.
This is incredible stuff. Look, the things we're doing with technology. The things we're doing with technology, I just didn't know that there was that many talented people that was happening. Truly incredible work. I don't know how Erica Kirk feels about it.
98% of Uyghurs are white.
Wow. I just that audio even exists. That this was even put together restores something in me about the world and the, yeah, I know the Bible, it's the world is messed up, but I don't know. Something in me was restored from watching these videos. Wow, look at the time. Wait until Nick finds AI racist jokes. What do you mean? No. I saw RoboCop recently, and this is what happened with him. So there's 2% Native American Uyghurs. Yeah, I wonder what the other 2% are. But we can confirm 98% of Uyghurs are white. Incredible. Same people, pretty sure? You think so? CSS Element. Shout out in the chat. I'm sorry. Like, I'm moving on, but that was great. Sorry. Wow. Last bit of the show. What's going on with the super chats? Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Big support. In fact, a few from, I think yesterday maybe I didn't get to you. Let me see here. Thank you so much, Leo Gonzalez. I don't know if I read this one. Apologies. It says, Nick, you finally unlocked your school shooter outfit. All right. Cruising for a banning. Okay, somebody ban him. What fit are you talking about? This was the second. This is my school shooter fit? So this is my school shooter fit, apparently. Something like this. According to Leo. School shooter outfit unlocked. I don't know. That's not funny, man. That's not funny, bro. I'm not doing that. That's violence, and I don't agree with it. Okay? Ban him. Let's all pray hard for Diddy. Everybody hold hands. Oh, yeah. I had something on that. I know that this is live. It's like this is like ongoing. He's being sentenced to 50 months in prison. Yeah, it was something I was gonna get to maybe. But yeah, for real. Pray for Diddy. Absolutely. Diddy says sorry to Cassie Ventura. Sean Diddy Combs broke down in tears as he apologized to his ex-partner. I want to personally apologize again for any harm or hurt. What about her? Did she apologize? What about Cassie? Does she apologize? What about her actions? It was a give and take. It was a two-way street. Mommy, I failed you. Did he apologize to his family as he addresses court? He apologizes to his mother. He says, Mommy, I failed you as a son. I'm sorry. You taught me better. Hey. He black? Is it a black thing maybe? Diddy fumbles his words as he speaks publicly for the first time in 13 months. Man. I'm pretty much... So I'm going to go to jail as much as Diddy? That's a little unfair. What, in like this future GOP world, it's like you misspeak about, you speak bad about Erica Kirk, the new president. I'm going to jail for as long as Diddy. I don't even get you guys. I don't even get you people. You're like, Nick, you're gonna go to jail for this much time. And I'm like, really, for what? And I'm looking at his Diddy thing. I'm like, you're saying I deserve as much jail time as Diddy? Honestly, Diddy. Free Diddy, first of all. Mama raised that fool. I'm just messing with somebody in the chat. You know, I met those. I didn't meet the Combs twins. I didn't meet them. I was about to say I met them. I just saw them. I saw them at the airport. I was in Georgia on my way back to LA. And they were... I'm positive it was them. And I probably already told you, but... I'm positive I saw the Combs twins waiting for the same plane I was getting in. And they were... I just could tell it was them. They were wearing COVID masks, so... And they were definitely low-key. But they were looking around. They had this, like, darting around look. And they were looking at me because I was looking at them. So they had this, like, and maybe I'm adding to it, but they had this look like they were darting around, like hopefully nobody recognizes us. And then while they were waiting at the gate, one of the other Combs sons shows up, the one that nobody like knows. I think one of these guys, not that one, not the one that looks like, not this one, not King Combs, but somebody, or it's a cousin or somebody I've seen in these photos. Somebody I've seen in these photos goes up to talk to them, to these two girls that obviously look like twins, but you know they're wearing masks, but they have the exact same clothes on, exact same hair, build and body. You can't see the face, but I was like, those are the Combs twins. Oh, that's Sean Combs. So yeah, I didn't even. I wanted to say something, but no, I did not riz them up. You're not listening. You're not listening. I, in fact, did no such thing. I wish I said, hey, it's wrong what's happening to your dad. I wish I had said something like that. I wish I said something. Oh, this guy. This dude. This guy right here. He showed up. I don't know who that is, but. So, yeah, I wish I said something to them. He was born again in jail, he stated in a 4-page letter. Is that true? And I heard he's friends with Sam Bankman-Fried. And I have kind of Sam Bankman-Fried hair. So in like a certain perspective, I'm pretty much friends with Diddy. Like not at all, but like in a certain perspective, like if you really like lie. He died in jail and he's been reborn, he stated to a judge in a letter. Everybody in this chat would have gone to the freak off if they were invited. Shout out. No lies said. Judge to Combs, you have a universe of people who love you. After handing down the sentence, Judge Arun Subramanian. No. Hake in the chat is asking, is that an Armenian judge? I'm going to take a guess here. I bet you that's a Tamil. Is that a Tamil? Yeah, I knew it. Subramanian. I'm way too familiar with Tamils. And I know this is specifically, besides Indian, this is specific. This is a Tamil. I bet you anything is a Punjabi Tamil with that last name. Subramanian, South Indian, particularly. Bingo! I rest my case. I was grown in a test tube called Canada, where it's like if you put me in a chair, like Clockwork Orange style. Okay? And you know when they put him in that chair and they basically right? And they forced his eyes open and started re-educating him. Okay? Okay, that's like me with like the different races. Like I just know. I know from names, from their looks, their fingers, face features. Like I have close experience with these things. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So I knew that was a Tamil. What's up with all these Indian judges? Yeah. Whoa, he looked like an Indian Charlie Kirk. What? I guess you could say that. Maybe you could say that. Hopefully he is a true judge and gets Cassie to apologize and leaves him alone. Leave Diddy. Free Diddy. Persecution of a man. He says, there's light at the end of the tunnel, this judge. These letters, all those letters that I saw, show that you have a universe of people who love you. Let them lift you up now, just like you've lifted them up for years. In closing, the judge told Combs, you will have a chance to show your children and the world what real accountability and healing looks like. Judge thanks victims for coming forward. Judge Arun Subramanian said, Cassie Ventura and Jane have been through abuse and trauma that most of us cannot imagine. Shut up! Like, for real, shut the... Those were women and they're free, like, being in a relationship, doing what they wanted to do. It's crazy. This case, Diddy... I mean, there's many, but these are like these big ones that everybody knows about that have affected people with so-called power, right? Diddy's not the only one. 2 cases in my mind right now, at least in this instance, Diddy and E. Jean Carroll versus Trump. You think we're a rational society? We've drank the Kool-Aid on some of the dumbest things that should not happen, where these things that we laud as so deep and intrinsic, like justice, truth, right? Oh wow, justice, truth, facts, evidence, a proper court for your fellow man. No, it doesn't matter. Just woman, the woman's feelings has just stomped through that. And that's like the whole story there is we've all allowed it, right? It's like man, women, etc. But judge imposes $500,000 fine on Combs. In addition to the prison time, he imposed a $500,000 fine against Sean Diddy Combs. A fine? Like, you mean to pay to the government? What was the penalty? I'm trying to understand the penalty, right? This fine is on what? Noted this was an upward variation from the guidelines, but said he was taking into account Combs' immense resources, which enabled his crimes. The crime, again, remember what? Being consensual freak-offs? I'm pretty sure, right? What the F is he even being charged with? Okay, last time we went through this, it was trafficking. Remember, it was trafficking, and they were trying to make it this, and they're charging his Combs enterprise and making it look like a criminal enterprise because it facilitated this trafficking. But remember, the trafficking was claims of these different models who were paid, and that was the trafficking. But okay, essentially they call it trafficking, but it essentially was what? Prostitution. It's like, fine, maybe there was a crime, but it's not what they're saying. And it's definitely not trafficking, and it's definitely no crime against Cassie Ventura. She was part of it. So if they found anything, it's like, okay, some prostitutes. Which last time, I'm pretty sure it's not like you don't get like massive prison time and like federal prison and all that. Plenty of people get what, tickets or something, and I don't know how that works. I don't know what I don't know what happened. Let's say you're find a prostitute and the police find you. I don't know what's the penalty for that, but it doesn't. I don't think it's all this. And this also leaves out what? By the way, because I remember going through some of this. This leaves out because remember, Cassie Ventura is innocent because she's a victim. Under that law, which you're not allowed to have prostitutes cross state lines. I forget what law that is. Women are seen as victims due to that law. And even though through this case, Cassie has been shown to be, because remember, they went through the case and they showed how she was there was all these text messages and she was asked to be part of these freak-offs and how much she'd be paid and what drugs she was going to take. Those were all shown in the courts. And it showed what? It showed that, oh wow, not only was Diddy dealing with prostitutes and doing something illegal with prostitutes, so was Cassie. But because she's a victim, she's left out. And you want to tell me we have a normal society? Women are... They showed it. They went to court through multiple stuff, through multiple moments in court. showing all her actions. They went through it with a fine-tooth comb, right? Because he's a sex trafficker and it's really deep, and he's got this money, and they got to figure it all out. Well, they went through it with a fine-tooth comb, and it looked like it looked like she did a lot of illegal activity, but she's a victim, and there's no case against Cassie. There should be. If you were law enforcement looking at the Diddy case, you should be like, wow, thank you for informing me. I'm about to open up one against Cassie. But the law is not like fair. The law is not blind lady justice. They hate men. They hate men. That's what the law should do. They should look at the facts that were shown in the case and be like, wow, there's a case here. We should open it up against Cassie. I mean, if they're going to do it to Diddy. And again, to reiterate, do it to Diddy is not even fair even in that sense, because they're not hitting him for just like prostitution or something. No, it's like this deep sex trafficking thing, and he was just controlling all these people. What a lie. What a lie. Disgusting lie. Because they hate men. Anyways, I had some more super chats. You know, I was moving on far too quick here. Didn't get to any of them. Just got to that one. Appreciate all the super chats. Thank you so much. You have finally unlocked your school shooter outfit. Thank you, Harmony. Yes, Gunner, starting off the super chats from today, says round 2. Hey, but my lines are open if you want to call in. We could talk about it. Karmic Binding, thank you so much, says, how dare ye? Is that Greta? Dad cut my hair to protect me. I bullied some girl. Thank you, Aries One, with the support there. Appreciate that. Tado with the super chat reads, Suelte la niña, which is what those ICE people were telling those Venezuelan people that were getting deported when she started putting hands on the ICE agent, and he pushes her to the ground, and she starts like crying, and and then he gets like fired or put on leave. I don't know whatever ended up happening with that ICE agent, but he shouldn't lose his job. He did nothing wrong. Renestia with a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby says, Nick at Night, how serious is life from Goosey Lucy to frowning eyebrows, serious business meetings, and quarter updates and offices and stuff like emails? Nick at Night, how serious is life from Goosey Lucy to frowning eyebrows, serious business meetings, and quarter updates and offices and stuff like emails? Well, in comparison, it doesn't seem like at all serious to any of that. Especially how loosey and goosey we get here. The goose is loose. Very chill show, and I appreciate you being part of it. Thank you, Renesio. It doesn't seem like it's that serious. What do you think, Renesio? And all my support on Rumble. We got Rumble Rants, big. Derek, shout out to you. Very generous, says, cheers to you and the gentleman at Bond. Back at you, sir. Always a pleasure. And I believe that's all for now. Let's check here. I believe that is all for now. Nice. Thank you so much. I prefer Silly Billy as opposed to Loosey Goosey. Hey. Loosey Goosey, a little Silly Billy, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You guys are funny in the chat. You guys are debating about being at a Diddy party. It was probably fine. It was probably a party. It was probably just a party. Okay, maybe not just a party. You know. a party with no limits. His crime was that he was a successful capitalist man, says the Snake Pit Chatard. Thank you for hitting the like button. Don't be rude and show some decorum. Shout out to Christopher in the chat, reminding the folks. Calm down, chat. Same. Okay. What can I say, folks? The internet is a mess, son of liberty. But that's the super chats, the calls, and everything, folks. I mean, we've come to the end of my content here. I mean, I had the El Segundo explosion. But, you know, there's a number of things I'm going to just save till later. We're watching that Virginia race. Which women will win? I think the Republicans should lose. They're putting up the woman, and it's looking like it might just be. It's looking like it just might be. No, but for real, the world is full of perverted cess because the purpose of cess is to reproduce. It's all perverted. Give me a break. Yeah, you know, it's like, I wonder, like, think about just like dirty imagery and like or dirty stories. How many, and this is not a commentary on how deep you're into it or how much you watch. It could be just like some Instagram hotties or just a pair of boobies. And you're going to say, "Oh, you're not perverted, you're not." It's like that's probably everybody. Let's be real. And then you know, this may be for, you know, the rest of you, it's like, you don't think like this, that's fine. But there's somebody back in the day, his name is Jesus, brought it all the way to your mind. Okay? People be doing Diddy parties in their marital homes, in their bedrooms. People be doing Diddy parties with their girlfriends. People be doing Diddy parties in their thruples. People be doing Diddy parties on their lonesome, on their computers, because they're, you know, because they got a Gooner Gamer PC. Because they got a Gooner Gamer PC that could do 4K. I'm just tell me that's facts. Tell me I'm lying. Oh yeah, and I also had Mamdani wanting to eradicate the gifted, you know, the gifted program in New York schools. These people just they hate excellence. They just want everything a blob. And they call it love. Very dark people. It bothers them to know that somebody could be gifted. They question this. They question whether someone truly can even be gifted, they write here. But anybody who's lived enough knows some people are excellent. And it's probably for different reasons, you know. Some like to think they know the answer. Like, it's just IQ. It's just this. Maybe a number of things. But look, you start stamping that down, nobody's excellent. And everything gets worse. Those people are examples. And there's 140,000 homeless students in New York. Is that true? What about that, Mamdani? I don't know if he should do anything about that because I'm reading this article and it's kind of fascinating. You know, it's never what it seems, especially when it comes to people and their problems. When they tell you these people are homeless and they got issues and they need your money, read into it because it's never what it is. You know, you read the headline, you're like, 140,000 New York students are homeless. But, you know, they go into the life of Latoya Iheanacho and how she gears up to take her children to school at 4 a.m. On many mornings last year, her routine as she bounced between homeless shelters in the Bronx and Queens with her son and 2 daughters. Wow. You're like, wow, this is terrible. We need to give these people money. They need help. The trek to their New York City public school by bus and 2 trains sometimes took 2 hours. Miss Iheanacho left her job in mental health care so that she could accompany... Oh. It's like you got to read a little bit. She left her job in mental health care. Why'd you leave your job? They often returned after dusk to mice-infested rooms. One of her girls entered puberty early, which doctors suggested could be a symptom of family stress. Yeah, that happens. They were falling behind their classes. They didn't even have energy to do homework. They're in survival mode. The story illustrates the affordable housing crisis, and the Ihianacho children were among the more 1.3 million students in the United States that identified as homeless. Oh, identified as homeless. Well, that's already sounds different than being homeless. According to the most recent data, a figure that is widely considered to be a significant undercount. Some go to the beds in shelters or in cramped, overcrowded apartments. Wait, hold up. They go to bed in overcrowded apartments? Well, that's already not a shelter. That sounds like a home. Maybe not an ideal home. Others sleep in hotels, cars, and other spots that are the last resort for people who are transient. Okay, I mean, those people are usually considered homeless, yeah. But listen to this line. They are all considered homeless under federal education law. Now, what's the stipulation there? See, already now it's like, however I was feeling at the beginning of this, yeah, I'm not so sure anymore. So always with a grain of salt, leave space with things, because, you know, when they want your emotions, usually people lie for that. But that was New York for you. Kind of moving through that fast concerning the time here. In fact, I really do have to go. And folks, I appreciate the calls, the super chats, and all that. What can I say? It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here on this fine Friday. I had fun. I hope you did too. We'll be back for more on Monday, American Anchor Baby. We got Church with Jesse Lee Peterson on Sunday. Rebuildingaman.com/church. But what can I say, folks? Going into Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Rest up. See you Sunday. See you Monday. I'm just checking and triple checking, making sure we did it all. That's everything, folks. Take care. I'll see you around.